the new Vocations Racehorse Adoption Program's Kentucky facility, and I am sitting on Madman, who is a 26 gelding. He's 17 hands, so definitely keep an eye out for him. We just took his pictures and a little video today. He'll be posted really soon. His sire was Violence, but this guy is anything but violent. He is a big, gentle giant, as you can see. He is happy to just stand here. But today I wanted to talk about what we're calling the 5 W's. The who, what, where, when, and why of this sport. And as many of you, I'm sure, see all over the place, oftentimes if you're a fan of a sport, that might mean as a kid or as an adult, then you'll have a favorite team, you'll have maybe a favorite player, maybe a few favorite players, but there is a big void of that in the equestrian sport. So while many of us practice the sport, it's oftentimes that I hear that people don't have an idol or someone to look up to. They don't get to see the people showing, they don't get to see their, Madman agrees, they don't get to see their work every day, or even just the big performances. And I think there's really something to be said for knowing the insides and outsides of the sport by watching, by observing, and by learning from others. So I always encourage people to do some research, watch your sport. If you really like show jumping, go watch all those videos that you can find. It's easy enough on the internet these days. Or if you're at an event, if you're lucky enough to be able to go to a live event these days, then definitely watch your sport and you can see the things that resonate with you. You can see what works, what doesn't, what style you like. So I know for me, for show jumping, Penelope Lepreveau, she's a French rider. I love her style. She's very fluid. It just seems like she blends right in with the horse. And so I watch her events and I watch her clinics when I can find them, along with all the other riders. It's really, really critical. Amazing way to keep learning, and we all know that continuing to learn is the best way that you can continue to grow yourself as a rider and to hone in on your horsemanship skills. But also, it's really important, if you want to broaden your horizon, if you want to be the best rider you can, step outside of your comfort zone. So if you grew up in the hunter-jumper world, just like I did, then step outside of that. Go see a reining event. You might love it. You might say, wow, you know, that technique, I could probably apply that to my own sport, because one of my favorite teachers, or many of my favorite teachers, are ones that I got when I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I was actually required to ride in a Western saddle and practice gymkhana. And Cam Shriver was a major model to me. He participated in the extreme cowboy events, and the connection that he has with his horse is completely unmatched, and he was a major influence to me. And so I pull from all the different teachers I've had to influence the way that I ride. But many people, they have one teacher, or they grew up riding one style, and that limits you as a rider, because there's so much knowledge. You know, there's so many people who have ridden even throughout history that you might as well learn, you know, pick up a book, read from the people who have been working with these amazing creatures for a long time. Even I learned in an old school book that I found about retraining and off-the-track thoroughbred, but it was an old book, and I had never seen the technique of doing leg wraps, like polo wraps, where they did an extra figure 8 at the bottom by the ankle to support the ankle, so it's an extra roll of support, and now I use it on my own horse every day. So mind the who's, the what's, all the different what's of our sports, the different styles, and that includes riding throughout all the disciplines. The wheres, you know the top competitions in your sport and the other ones. Just dig in there and learn as much as you can. Who, what, where, when, and why. And so with the whens, it could be, you know, applying different techniques when you're having trouble with specific issues. You might be able to find that answer beyond your single knowledge base. So, you know, think outside the box and really get to know your why. We all have different whys for why we participate in this sport, why we love horses, and why we do what we do. So you can really make you a more well-rounded, happier rider, and it's certainly going to do nothing but benefit your horses. So that's my Trainer Tip Tuesday for this week, is get out there, learn your 5 W's, and I have a little bit of homework for all of you. If you don't have some idols in the sport, go out there and find one and maybe tell us in the comments why they really resonate with you. And if you already have some, maybe reach out to another discipline and see the way that they're doing things, and maybe you'll be surprised by what you find. Also, keep an eye out for Madman here. He's been very patient. He's a very sweet boy. He's going to be posted very soon, and he'll have very few limitations, hopefully. He just had a little bit of arthritis, but who doesn't really? If we took images of all these horses, they'd probably all have something. Anyone who tells you that they have a completely clean horse is probably dime a dozen or lying. So Madman here, we think he's going to do great things. Keep an eye out for him. Check out all the adoptable horses on our website at newvocations.org, and please join us